Okay, everyone. Welcome to our special council meeting today for Tuesday the 26th. We'll call the meeting order at 4:47 p.m. Let's start with the territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including Musqueams, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Katzie nations. Unceded means that we have never given up. But these nations have never given up, sold, or they have never given up or sold these territories, and that we are situated on occupied lands. I'll start with a roll call of attendance. When I call your name, please give your, when I call your position, please give your name, access needs, and pronouns. And access needs to be anything from environmental challenges, unstable internet, noisy background. It can also be needing a person to speak up or speak more clearly or speak more plainly, or if you have to leave early, just let us know. And there's a number of regrets sent today, but we still have people. So give me 1 second. I need to bring back the agenda. Okay. Archaeology has sent in regrets. Bachelor of Environment sent in regrets. Biology has let me know through chat that they can't attend. BPK has sent regrets. Cognitive science. Communications is vacant. Criminology sent regrets. Data science, student union. Economics. Perfect. I thought I saw you earlier. Okay. Education.
Hi, I'm Jen. My pronouns are she and her, and all my access needs are met. Thank you.
Thank you. Engineering science. Sarah's in chat, but if you're not able to speak, just type it out and I'll come back to you. English. Environmental science.
Hi everyone, my name is Paige. My pronouns are she, her. My access needs are met, but I will have to leave at 6:30 today. Thanks.
Thank you. French. Oh, say, Arthi, yeah, my apologies if I missed you. Arthi, yeah, Zoom pros. My name is Arthi. I'm the behavioral neuroscience counselor, and my pronouns are she, her. All my access needs are met, but I'll have to leave at 7 p.m. today. All right, thank you. Geography.
Hi, my name is Natasha. She, they pronouns.
Thank you. Global Asia Studies, Student Union. Health Sciences.
Everyone, my name is Joselle. I use she, her pronouns. All my access needs are met, but I do have to leave at 5:30, or maybe I can leave at 6. But let me know if you need quorum.
Okay, thank you. History. No, I think Matthew starts actually in May. Indigenous Studies Student Union. I'll say thank you for economics, Rafid. My pronouns are he, him, and all my access needs are met. Thank you. Okay. Interactive arts and technology. Jeremy. Sorry, not coming through, Jeremy. Oh, and Sarah, type in chat. My name is Sarah. My pronouns are she, her. My access needs are met. I will be able to stay until 6:30 today. Okay. We'll go back to you, Jeremy. International Studies Student Association. Labor Studies. Linguistics.
Hi, my name is Olive, she, her pronouns, and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. Mathematics.
Hi, my name is Ben, pronouns he, him, all my access needs are met.
Thank you. Mechatronics Systems Engineering. Riley is in chat. I'm Riley McWilliams. My pronouns are he, him, his. Just got all for my wisdom teeth removed, so I may pop in and out, leave early. Good luck, Riley. If you need anything, let us know. Okay. Molecular biology and biochemistry. Okay. Operations research.
Hi, my name is Ash. Pronouns are he, him, his. All my access needs have been met. Thank you.
Thank you. Philosophy, Sin and Regrets. Political science.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abby. I use he, him pronouns, and all my access needs are met at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Psychology.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany Liu. My pronouns are she, they, and I will need to head out about 6:30, maybe 7. Thanks.
Thank you. Society of Arts and Social Sciences. I thought I saw ACOM in earlier. Yeah, ACOM's here. I was just typing in chat now. Okay, thank you. Read out. Sociology and anthropology.
Hi, I am Kayla, pronoun she, her, hers. I am just right now at outside, so my internet might be in and out. If I drop out, I will try to come back.
Okay. Suffers of sense regrets. Statistics, natural science. Sustainable Engineering Student Society. Okay, have I missed anyone in the student union, that group? From ACOM, hi, name is ACOM. Access needs are that I'm currently at work and will be commuting home later. I'll be limited to using the chat for most of this meeting. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. And alternates from Ethan from French. Hi, my name is Ethan. My pronouns are he, him. All my access needs are met, although my Wi-Fi is glitching, I will only be able to stay until 6:30. Okay, moving into constituent group representatives. First Nation, Métis, and Inuit Student Association. International Student Advocates. She let me know she'd be late, but she's on her way. Students of Caribbean and African ancestry. Women's Center Collective.
Hi everyone, my name's Nim, pronouns she, they. My access needs are met, but I will have to leave at 6:30.
Okay, thank you. Student Athletic Advisory Committee. Okay. SFSS Execs Committee. So acting president is chair of the meeting. My name is Corbett. Pronouns are he, him, his. Access needs are met. Acting VP Internal and Organizational Development.
Hi, my name is Chloe. My pronouns are she, her, and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. VP Finance and Services. Almas, thank you in chat. Almas Bangira, she slash her, all means all access needs are met. Might ask people to repeat if voice cuts out. Okay. VP University and Academic Affairs.
Hey everyone, my name is Serena, pronouns they, she, and I think my access needs are met.
Okay, thank you. VP External Community Affairs.
Hi, it's Matt. My pronouns are he, him, his. My accessibility needs. I'm using a different computer and my camera hasn't updated with the Zoom, so it'll be off.
Okay, thank you. VP Equity and Sustainability simply regrets. Okay, and VP Events and Student Affairs.
My name is Jess. My pronouns are she, her, and for my access needs, I will have my camera off today.
Thank you. And GSO from SASA said in chat, the Wi-Fi is unstable, so the chat didn't go well. Hello, my name is Gia. My pronouns are she or her. Now all access needs are met. Thank you very much, Gia. Okay, society staff, operations organizer. Here, no. Board organizer, Ella, nope. Policy research community affairs coordinator, maybe. Nope. Administrative assistant.
Hey everyone, I'm Simmer. My pronouns are he and him, and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. And building manager, no. Okay. 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 Thank you, everyone. I'll move on to item 4 points of the consent agenda. Item 4.1. Be resolved to adopt the consent agenda by unanimous consent. Do I have any objections to the items? I would actually like to object to 4.1.2 because Ben is actually here. So all that. Giselle?
Yeah, I sent in my regrets because I'll be absent for over half the meeting. So I'd also like to amend to include that as well if that's needed.
Okay. Okay. So we'll do that as part of item 5. The other item is 4.1.1. Sorry, 4.1.1. Council minutes from April 13th. Is there any issues with us covering amend? I'm sorry. It was a long day yesterday, so I'm still a little frazzled. Is there any objection to filing, like receiving and filing the council minutes from April 13th? Okay, seeing none, that passes unanimously. We'll now move on to item 5, adoption of the agenda. Motion reads, be resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. Do I have a mover?
Political science.
Math.
Thank you, political science. Do I have a seconder?
Math.
Math. Okay, thanks. Discussion with this stuff. We'd like to make a list of agendas. I've submitted my own batch, or we'll be submitting some. Ben, go ahead.
I think now would be the appropriate time to do this. I'll move that we suspend the rules to consider the in-camera, ex-camera portion after presentation, but before new business.
Okay, I was just going to make a move to move that anyway, so there's no need for
Okay.
suspend or anything. I was going to rearrange the agenda anyways. So
Okay, then I'll withdraw that.
thank you very much. Okay, I'm moving on to, so mine, okay, so a couple agenda changes. One, I would like to actually remove 6.1. That's not actually fully ready yet. So that presentation would either be moved to another, oh, sorry, I'll do this properly. Strike 6.1. Strike the one of the in-camera items called joint letter testify. That was a mistake. It wasn't supposed to be on this regular agenda. I'd like to move 12.1, the in-camera item, to be before new business. I'd also like to move around the new business items. So the 10.3, 10.4, those are the 8 health and dental ones, to be the first 2 items of business in the new business, just because we're going to go right out of in camera discussing the reports and stuff, and that's the next 2 motions will be relevant. So I think that makes more sense to do that. And then the other 2 items for the MSU motion and the censure policy update would be next after that. also like to add a bunch of regrets. And I'll put them in chat just to make it easier. So, yes. Systems. Okay. And also remove math from the regrets. So just a summary, removing the presentation, removing one of the in-camera items, moving the in-camera discussion to be above new business, and then adding regrets for health science, software systems, bachelor environment, BBK, criminology, archaeology, French, and VP equity and sustainability, and then removing regrets from math. Big batch. I moved this batch. Oh, sorry, thank you. And philosophy needs to be added. No, philosophy was already submitted earlier. So they're already part of that motion. Okay. I moved that amendments as a batch. Do I have a seconder?
Math.
Thank you, Matt. Any discussion on this amendment? Ben, go ahead.
Just to clarify, why are we removing the joint letter to SFU item from in camera?
Because it's not ready to go in front of.
Okay.
It wasn't supposed to be on for this meeting. I was supposed to be for another one, but I think I sent it to the wrong email. My mistake.
Is it coming to tomorrow's council meeting then, or more in the future?
If I can get it, I will.
All right.
Okay. Any other comments on the amendment? Okay, seeing none, I'll move to a vote. All in favor, seek unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your votes. Okay, the amendment passes, and now we're back onto the main motion, which is the agenda as amended. Any discussion, any last chance to add a new amendment to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, move to vote. All in favor, seek unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. Okay, it passes unanimously. We are now on to the new agenda item. Oh, we'll do, sorry, do the regrets. My apologies. Thank you, Nim, for letting us know.
Then make me co-host as well, just to make it a little easier on yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I thought I had already done that. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I just moved. We'll move to accept the regrets for a number of counselors. I will move that. And the motion reads: be it resolved that council approve the regrets for the counselors from health sciences, software systems, bachelor environment, BPK, criminology, archaeology, French, and philosophy, as well, and be it further resolved to approve the regrets from the VB equity and sustainability. Do I have a seconder?
Math.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, sorry, I moved that. Do I have a seconder? Math is second. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, move to a vote. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. That passes unanimously. We are now moving on to our in-camera items. So I am creating a breakout room. So give me 1 minute to assign people. Oops. One second. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. I got a little too excited and forgot to actually motion for us to go in camera. I move to go in camera. Do I have a seconder?
Math
Social
seconds.
science.
Math seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to vote. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. Okay, seeing none, that passes unanimously. We'll now move into in camera. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much. We're back from in camera. I'll now move for the council to go ex camera. Do I have a seconder?
Jess.
Thank you, Jess. Okay, just double checking. Yeah, for people that need to jump back in, because they probably left the whole meeting. Thank you, Bahar, for coming. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. Okay, that carries. We're now ex camera and back into our regular agenda. I need to move to amend the agenda to add a report from the, Ben, can you say the proper name of the committee?
It's obviously the Chloe Corbett Ben committee, but no, it's the Committee on Counselor Breaches of Confidence. Sorry.
Thank you very much. So yeah, sorry, I moved to amend that the agenda to include a report from the CCBC. Do I have a seconder?
Ethan.
Thank you, Ethan. Any discussion on this amendment? No? Okay, move to a vote. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. That passed unanimously. Okay, I'll move into that item now and just give the report. The committee met late last week or earlier this week. Oops. Sorry, brain. We met April 21st. Thank you very much, Ben. And we discussed some additional business that had kind of carried over or had been delayed or put on pause due to other council matters and stuff related to like the special meetings and such that we've had. The discussion is we realize we come to agreement that some further investigation needs to occur that's related to the initial, yeah, go ahead, Ben. That's related to the initial breach back in February. Ben will post the motion that we passed in chat. Or in the chat. It's part of the public section of the minutes. So we passed the motion, whereas during the investigation of the February 16th, 2022 council meeting, that committee has found other matters that require investigation. Whereas the committee wishes to further investigate these matters in accordance with its terms of reference as at least one member of the council is involved in these matters, be it resolved that the committee launch an investigation into these matters. So it's a little vague, but the nature of the confidentiality aspect of it is there. Basically what we're saying is we'd like to continue to investigate, or we'd like to start a new investigation related to the first breach. And due to the time, this will be carrying over to the next committee, the people that will be in the committee next. Sorry, that was a little bit muddled, but I hope you understand. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at president@sfs.ca. Okay, any questions on that report? Please list yourself if you wish. Okay, seeing none, we'll move back into new business. We're doing 10.1, the new 10.1, which is going to be, sorry, one second. Yeah, so it'll be the health and dental plan fee, health and dental plan 5% fee increase. Motion reads, whereas the SFS currently has an undergraduate health and dental plan, whereas this plan currently costs $254.36 per student per year for the enhanced plan and $197.52 per student per year for the basic plan. Whereas the SFS uses Student Care as its health and dental plan broker and administrator, whereas the SFS requested Student Care to conduct a request for proposals, RFP, process for the health and dental plan insurance providers, whereas SFS members gave the board of directors, now council, the power to raise or lower the health and dental plan fee by up to 5% a year in the spring 2017 referendum, whereas this power expires by the end of the spring 2022 term, whereas one of the recommendations from Student Care is in our RFP board is to use council's power to increase the current health and dental plan fee by 5% from $254.36 to $267.08 for the enhanced plan, and from $197.52 to $207.40 for the basic plan. Whereas the increase would be able to cover the cost of the 24-month Pacific Blue Cross agreement fees for the enhanced plan, whereas the increase would not fully cover the cost of the 24-month Pacific Blue Cross agreement fees for the basic plan. Whereas the basic plan is only used by a small portion of the SFS membership, and the difference for the enhanced plan would cover the difference for the basic plan. Whereas the executive committee met on April 19th, 2022 to review the RFP report and recommendations. Whereas the executive committee recommends to council to increase the current health and dental plan fee by 5%. Resolve that council approve increasing the health and dental plan by 5% for the 2022-2023 policy year. Sorry, should be resolved that council approve increasing the health and dental plan fee by 5% for the 2022-2023 policy year. I move this motion. Do I have a seconder?
Political science.
Thank you, political science. Do I, and if you'd like to discuss this, please list yourself in chat. I'll list myself just for the recording. We had this discussion in camera related to the report, it's a confidential report given to us by Student Care around the whole process and the different bids, and the results were a recommendation to go with Pacific Blue Cross for 24 months, as well as to increase the overall plan fee by 5%. So seeing that there's no other people in the chat, we'll now go to a vote. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call you to record your vote. Okay, it passes unanimously. Thank you very much, everyone. We're now on to item 10.2. titled Pacific Blue Cross 24-month agreement for the SFSS Health and Dental Plan 2022-2024 policy year. And it reads, whereas the SFSS currently has an undergraduate health and dental plan, whereas this plan currently costs $254.36 per student per year for the enhanced plan and $197.52 per student per year for the basic plan. Whereas the SFSS uses Student Care as its health and dental plan broker and administrator. Where the SFSS requested Student Care conduct a request for proposals (RFP) process for the health and dental plan insurance providers. Where Student Care has completed the process and provided council and the executive committee with RFP report with recommendations. Whereas the executive committee met on April 19, 2022 to review the report and recommendations. Where Student Care has recommended remaining with Pacific Blue Cross and signing a 24-month agreement. Whereas this agreement would increase the price of the plan from $254.36 to $264.98 per student per year for the enhanced plan. Whereas this agreement would increase the price of the plan from $197.50 to $213.99 per student per year for the basic plan. Whereas only council can approve agreements lasting more than a year in length. Whereas the executive committee has reviewed the RFP reports from Student Care and recommends to council to approve the 24-month agreement with Pacific Blue Cross. Resolved that council approved the 24-month agreement with Pacific Blue Cross for a plan cost of $264.98 per student per year for the enhanced plan. And sorry, I need to actually amend this. Be resolved. My mistake. Sorry, before you get into the amendments, do I have a mover?
Political science.
Do I have a seconder?
Math.
Thank you. Discussion. I'm going to list myself because I need to make an amendment. 1 second. Oops. And so I move to amend the motion to read to amend the be it resolved clause to read be it resolved that the council approved the 24-month agreement with Pacific Blue Cross for a plan cost of $264.98 per student per year for the enhanced plan and $213.99 per student per year for the basic plan. Do I have a seconder?
Political science.
Thank you. Any discussion on this amendment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to a vote on this amendment. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. Okay, that amendment passes. We'll now move back to the main motion, which has been amended. The whereas clause is the exact same, just a new, more thorough, correct, be it resolved clause. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns from council on this motion? Please list yourself in chat. Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. Okay, seeing none, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We're now on to 10.3, which is the censure policy update submitted by mathematics counselor Ben Tischler. I'll read out the motion. There's no whereas clauses, just be resolved to amend SO-1 of council policy by striking SO-1.7 and replacing it with 1.7 composition of committee membership and specified by the committee's standing order. Unless otherwise specified by the standing order established establishing the committee, only members in good standing may be appointed to a vote seats on a committee. A notwithstanding SO, yeah, the formatting is messed up on the, but we'll do our best. A notwithstanding SO-1.7, if a member of the society has been censured by council for violation of R-5.3C3, or in relation to a violation of R-5.3C3, the censured member of the society shall not be able to sit on any committee of council except for the faculty caucuses that are outlined within SO21. Be further resolved to amend R-7 of council policy by striking R-7.15 and replacing it with 7.15. As per bylaw 618, council shall by simple majority vote appoint a non-executive councillor as vice chair of council for the duration of a council term. A, notwithstanding R-7.15, if a member of the society has been censured by council for a violation of R-5.3C3 or in relation to violation of R-5.3C-C3, the censured member of the society shall be enabled to serve as a vice chair of council. Be further resolved to amend R-17 of council policy by striking R-17.2 and placing it with 17.2. An associate vice president must be a member in good standing in the society that has not been censured by council for a violation of R-5.3C3 or in relation to a violation of R-5.3C3. A, an associate vice president may be a non-executive councillor. Be it further resolved to amend R-17 of council policy by striking R-17.7 and placing it with 17.7. Members of the executive committee who wish to appoint an executive vice president shall nominate a member in good standing of the society that has not been censured by council for violation of R-5.3C3 or in relation to the violation of R-5.3C3 for the position. Okay, that was a mouthful. Do I have a mover?
Math.
Thank you, Math. Do I have a seconder?
Political science.
Thank you, political science. Okay, Math, sorry, Ben as the submitter and mover, would you like to introduce and explain the motion?
Sure. So this came out of a recommendation from CCBC as a policy to be amended by council, and what the effect of this policy basically is so the amendment under the first be it resolved clause looks to make it so that any member that's been censured by council for violations of R-5.3C3, I'll pull up the exact language under that policy as well, is ineligible to serve on any committee of council excluding their respective faculty caucus. Every councillor serves on one, and so that would also meet councillors' requirements by bylaw to sit on at least one committee of council. There are some edge cases there, but yeah. In the second, be it further, or in the first be it further resolved clause, excuse me, this would also make it so that members of council censured in relation to violations of R-5.3C3 would also be ineligible to serve as the vice chair of council. My interpretation there is that council has the ability to decide in that sense who it wants to elect for vice chair and how it runs that election, so we don't run into any issues with bylaw 618 there. And the third and fourth clauses of the motion sort of are one and the same. It's just correct. Well, it's amending R-17 to basically make it so that any member of council or any member of the society, excuse me, censured for violations of R-5.3C3 can't be appointed as an associate vice president or associate to the president, I think, in case of if the president wished to appoint one. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions about this, but yeah.
Oops, thank you. We'll move to discussion. If you'd like have any questions, comments, or concerns, please list yourself and in chat. I'll just list myself more from a summary perspective for council. So generally the idea of this is we're just putting in some safeguards for any counselors who broke confidentiality and were censured by it, to prevent them from having potentially access to future confidential issues, like in concerned seats, for instance. Vice chair is default on OCO, which would do a lot of confidential meetings. They're also part of the investigative committee for counselor breaches, CCBC. Again, that's a confidential environment. If you are associate, the president, associate vice president, you also might be receive access to sensitive information, working with an executive. And yeah, it's just generally that, and pretty much almost any regular council committee outside of faculty caucuses. Also, many of them have either the power to go in camera or have access to sensitive information. Like, yeah, so like the what's the word? You know, there's finance or governance. There's a whole bunch of different areas that could have sensitive stuff. So that's my summary of this motion and the changes to the policies and rules. Abby, you're next.
Thank you. I know I just want to clear up one quick thing for the censure policy. I know one of the issues potentially with this policy was that by having censured members of council not being allowed on committees, that technically they might be in violation of the rule that you have to have at least one committee. But that is technically taken care of because every member who is on council is a part of their faculty caucus committee automatically. So we don't have to worry about that, which is good. I'm also going to generally speak in favor of this motion just because if someone's being censured for breaches of confidence, that means they've done something serious, and quite frankly, they can't be trusted to chair committees or handle sensitive information, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Any other questions or comments from council or concerns? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Since I heard no people speaking against it, I'll request a unanimous vote. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your vote. Seeing none, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We're now into item 10.4, Migrant Students United Working Group and funding. Submitted by International Student Advocates Representative I'll read out the motion. Whereas MSU, member Migrant Students United, chapter at SFU, is a joint coalition of TSSU, GSS, and SFS members who are current and former international students and their allies under the support of Migrant Students United of Migrant Workers Alliance for Change. Whereas Migrant Students United, MSU, has long sought equitable and just policies for migrant students by speaking up about and fighting against the systematic barriers at university, provincial, and national level in order to access their rights and gain support. Whereas MSU has initiated or actively participated in many activities, campaigns, and rallies like International Student Health Fee Campaign, Fix PGWP, STAS for All, TR Campaign, BC Tuition Freeze Now, and more. Whereas IP3 titled Tuition Affordability notes that tuition has become increasingly unaffordable over the past several decades and remains one of the largest barriers for students in receiving post-secondary education. Whereas several migrant international students must pay a drastically higher tuition in comparison to domestic students while also adhering to 2 consecutive semesters of full course load yearly. Whereas due to this higher tuition in nature and with the rise of tuition twice, with a total of an 8% increase in tuition for migrant and international students in the last 2 years, and another rise of 4% of tuition coming soon, many migrant students and international students are experiencing financial instability. Whereas financial instability provides difficulty to participate adequately, as many students take on paid opportunities in their free time to cover higher costs and are unable to participate adequately within coalitions, groups, clubs, unions, and such to fight for their rights. Whereas TSSU and GSS have contributed funds required for the background work of creating the MSU chapter and its campaign so far, NSS has not supported MSU yet in providing funding to ensure that migrant students have space to advocate for themselves without it taking a toll on their living circumstances. We further resolve that Council support Migrant Students United and direct Council to create a migrant and international student rights issues policy. We further resolved to create a working group of the counselors and members, ensuring strong representation of international students, co-chaired by international student advocates, representatives, and supported by the VP Equity and Sustainability, to draft and recommend to Council this migrant and international students' rights issues policy, in consultation with the International Student Advocate Constituency Group and Migrant Students United at SFU. We further resolved that Council supports and approves the funding of $15,000 of the joint coalition working with GSS and TSSU to disperse for the campaigns, expenses, and volunteer stipends in 2022 through a disbursement model where the funding is dispersed by TSSU or otherwise if mutually determined by all three coalition partners for the summer and fall semesters from a line item determined by the VP Finance and Services. That's the motion. Do I have a mover?
I say move.
Sorry, was that you, Chi?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a seconder?
Math.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, thank you, Joey. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Chi, since you were the submitter and mover, would you like to introduce the motion?
Yes, I have a briefing note, so can you give me access so I can share my screen?
Sure, give me 1 second. I should make you co-host. Let me know if it didn't work. Thanks.
Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So today we have Rahil, Wei Chun, and Mohammed Asari. They're all members of MSU. So thank you for being here. Yes, I'll start now. So international students face many challenges during and even after our studies, like tuition fees, double amount of MSP that we have to pay to compensate for the locals, the limitation of the postgraduate work permit, time-restricted working hours and such. So like there are just so many barriers that have a big impact on the migrant students. And currently there is no collective advocacy, community and social network support for both undergrad and graduate international students on campus. So Migrant Student United MSU chapter at SFU is a coalition of grad and undergrads, current and former international students from TSSU, GSS and SFSS under the support of Migrant Student United to focus solely on international student issues. So while the group is relatively new and has had like limited support, it has initiated and participated in many campaigns to like advocate for migrant students, like Status for All, the PR campaign and postgraduate work permit extension for former international students, and so many more. Also, we use the term migrant student instead of international student because it is to remind everyone that we're long-term resident and we deserve the right similar to other local students. So we believe that all migrants from current and former student to workers, refugees, and undocumented people are part of the larger migrant community that are impacted by the same exploitative and unjust rules and regulation. So why do we need MSU? So there is no collective advocacy support for both undergrad and graduate international students on campus, while the nature of most of the problem that they face is the same. There's just not sufficient community and social network support for undergrad and graduate international students. Like the nature of the systematic barriers faced by the MIS at the federal and provincial level, which will like requires collaboration of the MSU chapter at SFU with the national MSU and migrant worker for change to contribute to this goal. So we want to advocate for lowering tuition fees, change PR and postgraduate work permit rules, bring down the MSP fees and more financial support and more. There are some of the major problems that pose a significant challenge to migrant students. So currently the Teaching Support Staff Union, TSSU, has been housing MSU at SFU and contributed the most in terms of financial and like organizing efforts. So TSSU has contributed the most to the development of MSU as a solidarity action, despite the fact that this specific work is not among the direct responsibility of assigned to the TSSU by its membership. So the SFSS has the largest membership of international students and a sizable operating budget compared to the TSSU and the Graduate Student Society. And international students take on paid opportunities in their free time to cover higher costs and unable to participate adequately within coalition, groups, clubs, or union and such to fight for their rights. So we're planning on providing funding to ensure that migrant students have the space to advocate for themselves without it taking a toll on their living circumstances. So here's the budget breakdown. We are planning to provide stipend for 6 volunteers with the required working for 5 hours per week. That's a total of 30 hours per week for 6 members with $20 per hour, which comes to the total of around $20,000 for the summer and the fall semesters, along with $2,000 for campaigning events, which is around $22,000. So we're asking the council to approve the spending of $15,000 for the campaign and volunteer stipend. It's in the interest of the SFSS to be putting money towards initiatives like this that is helping our undergrad international students. And SFSS has a means to do so with $700,000 of unused budget this year. And so here's the recommendation to dispense the funding. So currently SFSS doesn't have a stipend system for compensating student volunteers doing advocacy work. So whereas for TSSU, who has been hosting the MSU chapter, has a working democratic system to dispense the stipend to volunteers member and have been doing so with the current MSU at SFU non-undergraduate volunteers member. So it would be easier to transfer the fund to SSU and let the responsible for ensuring the volunteers to log their hours and receive the stipend accordingly. And that's the rest of the fund be used towards the events. So we're asking SFSS to establish migrant and international student rights issues policy to protect and promote the rights of this marginalized community for fair and equitable right. So in the motion, we're asking SFSS to create a working group led by the VP Equity and Sustainability with the ISA co-chair and consult with MSU to create a migrant and international student right issues policy that also go hand in hand with our IP3, which is titles, tuition, and affordability as well. So we're asking SFSS to contribute to the funding of $15,000 to support the work, campaign expenses, and volunteer stipend for the summer and fall 2022 semester. Yeah, so now I'm open to any question.
Thank you, Chi. We're in discussion, so please list yourself in chat and Raji's speakers list. Ben, you're the first one.
I'd like to move to postpone this motion until tomorrow's meeting.
Okay, do I have a seconder?
Political science.
Okay, discussion. Ben, can you explain why?
Yeah, council got this briefing note 32 minutes ago, and I'm not comfortable approving this high in expenditure while having 30 minutes to review the briefing note.
Okay. We do know that ahead of time that they were coming with a motion from the previous presentation, but Abby, go ahead.
Should also be noted the asking amount has changed since then as well. It's gone up. I think that should be noted as well.
Okay, we have just to give a heads up on the planning side of things. The reason why I also prefer put this motion here is that Wednesday was primarily so we didn't have so much stuff on Wednesday, but it's up to council if they would like to continue, they feel comfortable enough voting on this after the presentation from Chi, or if they want to move to Wednesday. Is there anyone making want to add themselves a list about related to Ben's motion to postpone this motion until tomorrow, Wednesday, at the council meeting? Please list yourself. Okay, we'll move to a vote. since there's no one else in the chat, or no one adds themselves, with Wei Chen, are you, sorry, just for clarity, are you a member of the SFS right now? I couldn't remember if you're taking classes this term or not. No. So, okay, so then we'd have to, council would have to give you rights to speak. So we're in the middle of a motion to postpone, but I can do this. I think I can do a secondary motion on this, or what the term is. So I'll just do a motion in this. Does council move that council allow Wei Chen to speak? Do I have a seconder?
Math.
Thank you, Matt. Do I have a discussion on allowing Wei Chen to speak? Name, I assume your list is to the motion, Ben's motion, not this one.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all in favor, seeking unanimous consent, if you'd like to stay in their dissent, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call on you to record your votes. Okay, that passes. Wei Chen, you're allowed to speak. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thank you for giving me permission to speak. And yeah, I just want to say that we did a presentation last council meeting and kind of talked about the work we've been doing and kind of what this money will be used towards and what kind of budget we need from SFSS, but as well as GSS as well. And that the 15K in comparison to the unused budget that SFSS currently has, which is around 700K. Like 15K is really not unreasonable amount to ask for, especially considering the work that MSU has done. Like recently, we actually worked with the national chapter of MSU and actually pushed for extension of the postgraduate work permit and prevented a lot of former international students being deported from the country. And that's like significant work, and that would have not been possible without our collective fight over here as well. So I just want to say that Chi also been going back and forth with corporate to chat about the budget and stuff. So this amount didn't come out of nowhere, and it was adjusted because we think that SFSS should be contributing a lot more, especially considering that SFSS has way more international student members compared to GSS and TSSU. And while TSSU has solo the members of international students, they have put in the most labor and most money and resources into this. So I just really encourage council to consider this. I know the briefing though came kind of late, but I'm sure from the last meeting, some of you were there and could speak to that as well, the presentation that we did. So that's kind of all I have to say, but thank you.
Thank you, Wei Chen. Just going through the speaker list. Nim, you're next, and then Abby.
Yeah, I personally, I don't think that we should postpone this. I think that this is, look, this is something that we had a presentation on this. This is something that's been discussed multiple times. Very thorough presentation, actually. And based on the fact that we've given money to other things that haven't had presentations and this much preparation and this much work behind them in the past, I don't know why, even if it wasn't this much money, it was still a considerable amount of money. I don't know why this is such an issue. The MSU clearly does incredible work, and they are crucial to supporting migrant students at SFU. I know as the Women's Center, we're all for ensuring that students receive the support they need, specifically marginalized students, and this would go a far way in supporting that. So I think that we should vote in favor of this today, personally.
Okay, thank you. Abby, you're next, and then Ria.
Thank you. So I want to be very clear here. I'm not actually against the motion itself. I'm against doing the motion today when we did not have enough time to read the briefing note, considering the amount had changed. Had the amount being asked for not changed from the presentation to today, I'd be very happy to vote in favor of this, but it has changed. And I am not okay with not having a chance to consult my DSU or consult others. We're simply postponing it till tomorrow. We're not asking you to do it next month. We're not like changing this fundamentally. We're asking for a day so we can ask our DSUs if they're okay with this, because the 10K is not the same as the 15K. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ria, you're next.
Yeah, I just want to add that we did have a thorough discussion on this 2 weeks ago, and that folks were also able to like discuss and ask questions appropriately. Also, just to add on to that, that with the presentation, we also do have an issues policy that does support these kinds of initiatives as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just checking the list. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add, and also just first, thank you for the presentation. It was very thorough, and yes, I do remember like the previous presentations. I know that like even in the past, like from last year, the SFSS has been working with MSU, just in different capacities. So this has been something that's ongoing, as well as just in regards to supporting like international student needs. I think when we look at, you know, when we're talking about, you know, 10K versus 5K, like we've done multiple motions like throughout the year. And I can say that even stuff that I've brought like I think the motion has been thorough, but more so haven't submitted a briefing note or even presented. I brought it to council and folks have voted on for the $10,000. That was pretty quick when the BC floods were happening. I remember I also motioned to increase an amount for Ashran's motion for I know it was for like some international students, and I moved to amend to increase that from the original amount that he had to, I think it was from like 1,500 to 300 or like 1,000 to 2,000. So, you know, I think when we're looking at the longevity of these things, it's like, you know, 10,000 versus 15K, or like, it's more so to support. I guess it's more of like a morality thing. Like we want to support like international students and these groups for all the work that they've done already. And, you know, for the unused budget or things that we haven't spent, like I can say that like external and community affairs, I didn't even spend the whole budget this year because we haven't done anywhere. So I know that in my ECA line item, a lot of that has gone unused, and that money can be transferred over somewhere else to help with that. And I know there's other budgets that have gone unused that can go towards this. So there is money there. And I just think that I'm in support of this motion. Like, I feel like we're putting stuff towards good use, and I don't think like, you know, that's just my opinion. So I'll be voting in favor regardless.
Okay, thank you. Nim, you're next.
Yeah, I just wanted to also point out like an extra 5K out of a 500K surplus doesn't seem like a lot, that much. And also like we voted on things more than this without consulting DSUs. For example, like the Women's Center furnishing, that was something that and out on campus, and that was a lot more money, and that wasn't something that a lot of people said they needed to consult their DSUs for, and wasn't a big deal. So I don't know why this one is. I also want to point out that I might be remembering this incorrect, and this isn't like being angry, like throwing anything at anyone, but like I thought like earlier this semester we passed like $9,000 to help a DSU with like a party. So I don't know why this is getting that so I don't know why this needs to be pushed and discussed.
Okay. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, I also just want to mention that I remember like there was like that science formal that came where Sharik came, and I wasn't too happy with his presentation or like anything, and he didn't even have like a proper budget, and we approved that. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
You have direct response to him?
Yeah,
sorry, is it-
no, as I was saying, like not throwing shade or anything, but that's what I was referencing as well.
Okay. Okay, so do we have any more? Again, we're talking about the idea of postponing the motion to tomorrow, not the motion itself. Like the right now, okay? Well, go ahead, Ben.
At this point, I'm just going to call the question.
Okay. Calling the question just for council's understanding is if you'd like to end debate, then just move to a vote on the motion, which is to postpone 10.4, this MSU motion, to tomorrow's meeting, council meeting. Okay. That requires a no, it's
Or just for council's clarity, we're just calling to vote to end discussion right now.
yeah, not voting on the actual motion itself. Okay. If you'd like to end discussion, so we can move on to another vote, or the votes, vote yes. If you'd like to continue debate, vote no. I'll do a roll call vote. Sorry. Okay, sorry, 1 second. Just gotta get set up a bit.
Sorry, just for ending discussion, I think we could probably do unanimous consent now, or at least try for it. We're just ending discussion.
I guess so. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll call you to record your votes. In this case, raised hand will be voting no against ending debate, or if you want to abstain from that ending debate vote. Okay, seeing none, the question has been called, and we are now moving on to the actual motion to vote on, which is the motion is to postpone 10.4, the Migrant Students United's motion, to tomorrow's council meeting for April 27th. We are now, I'm going to do a roll call vote because we've had people back and forth. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through people I know is here. Behavioral neuroscience.
Yes.
Sorry. Economics.
Yes.
As education here.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Engineering science. Sarah, you can put it in chat if you do. Come back. I can come back to you. English. Environmental science.
Yes.
French.
Yes.
Geography.
This is just to the postponing motion, right?
Yes, it's not voting on the other motion, the motion itself. It's just if you want to postpone it to the next meeting, or if you want to
Abstain.
abstain. Okay. Health sciences. I think she left early. History is not here. Indigenous studies is not here. Interactive arts and technology.
Jeremy, we couldn't hear you.
Still can't hear you, Jeremy. Against, okay. International studies. Okay. Labor studies. No. Linguistics.
Yes.
Mathematics.
Yes.
Mechatronics systems engineering. Abstaining. MBB. Operations research.
Yes.
Philosophy's gone, not here. Political science.
Yes.
Psychology.
Yes.
SAS. Yes. Sociology, anthropology. Econ is yes. Oh, sorry. My apologies, I jumped ahead. Kayla, are you here? Don't see you on the list. Statistics and natural sciences. Says sustainable energy is not here. ISA.
No.
Soka's not here. Student athletics. Paul. Did I miss anyone on the student union side and constitution group and affiliate student groups? Women's Center votes no. Thank you. My apologies, I missed you. Okay, executives. President votes no because I've been in the loop on this, so I'm prepared to vote. VP Internal Organization Development.
Against.
Against. VP Finance and Services. Against. VP UAA. Against. VP External and Community Affairs.
Against.
VP Equity Civil is not here. VP Events and Student Affairs. Against. Okay, so we again, before I vote, there was some people that I know have been in chat but have not necessarily spoken. I just want to give a chance for people to vote. Engineering and I think Gia, Sasa. Okay, I'm gonna have to assume they're AFK or abstaining. Okay. The results then are 11 yes, 9 no, and 2 abstain, so the motion carries. So it's a simple majority vote to postpone. Should just double check that just to make sure. Just requires a majority vote unless we have unless it's requested, or unless we have rules against higher. So it is postponed to next meeting. And now we all move on to the next item in our agenda, which is adjournment. Motion reads, be resolved to adjourn the meeting at 6:20 p.m. Do I have a mover?
Math.
French.
Thank you, Math. Do I have a seconder?
French.
Thank you, French. Any discussion on ending the meeting? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent. If you'd like to abstain or dissent, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom and call on you to record your vote. That carries unanimously. Okay, thank you very much for coming. We'll have one more agenda item for tomorrow, and at least one more. Okay, good night, everyone.
Thank you. Take care, Corbett.
You too.
Bye, everyone.